At just 21 years old, Maya worked tirelessly at a fine dining restaurant called the Silver Fork. Each day, she donned her crisp white uniform and served guests with a smile, despite the weight of her family's struggles on her shoulders. Living in a small apartment with her younger siblings, she dedicated herself to providing for them, hoping that her hard work would pave the way for a better life. Maya's days were filled with the clinking of silverware and soft murmurs of elegant conversation. She had dreams of becoming a chef one day, but the pressures of making ends meet made it feel distant. Her heart often raced as she poured drinks for the wealthiest patrons, wishing she could escape into their world. Tonight felt different. The air buzzed with excitement as the restaurant welcomed a particularly important guest, a Korean Mafia boss known for his sharp suits and icy demeanor. He arrived with an entourage that commanded attention, and Maya couldn't help but feel curious about him. Little did she know that her instincts would soon be put to the test in ways she could never have imagined, turning her life upside down in an instant. The Silver Fork sparkled with elegance and charm, its polished marble floors reflecting the soft glow of crystal chandeliers hanging overhead. Each table was adorned with crisp white linens, fine china, and delicate flower arrangements that added a touch of sophistication to the atmosphere. The hum of gentle jazz music played in the background, creating an inviting ambience for the guests who frequented this upscale establishment. Maya moved gracefully among the tables, her heart racing as she served plates of gourmet cuisine to high-profile patrons. She noticed how the wealthy dined together in hushed conversations, their laughter mingling with the clinking of glasses. Each evening was a display of opulence, where designers whispered fashion secrets and deals were forged over decadent meals. Despite feeling out of place in such luxury, Maya took pride in her ability to provide excellent service. She often caught glimpses of celebrities and business moguls, their lives seemingly so different from her own. However, as she navigated through the sea of well-dressed diners, she held onto her dream of one day belonging to a world like theirs. Tonight's special guest, the Korean Mafia boss, added an edge to the evening, heightening her sense of anticipation. As the night unfolded, Maya's anticipation grew with each passing moment until the restaurant doors swung open to reveal the Korean Mafia boss. Known as Mr. Han, he was a figure shrouded in whispers and speculation, his reputation sending chills down the spines of those who knew his name. With sharp features and an air of authority, he commanded attention the moment he stepped inside. Dressed in an impeccably tailored suit that emphasized his imposing figure, Mr. Han exuded confidence as he made his way through the restaurant. The low murmur of conversations ceased briefly, replaced by discreet glances exchanged among diners. Some whispered about deals made in dark alleys while others simply admired his intimidating presence. The aura of danger that surrounded him was palpable, an unspoken warning that this was not a man to cross. Maya felt a mix of fear and fascination as she observed him from afar. She understood instinctively that behind those calm eyes lay the power to change lives, both for better or worse. As she approached to take his order, her heart raced. She knew this encounter could alter the course of her life forever. Little did she realize how quickly it would happen. As Maya prepared Mr. Han's order, her mind wandered back to her everyday life. Each day seemed to blend into the next, filled with routine tasks and the constant hum of kitchen noises. She often dreamed of a life beyond the confines of the restaurant, one where she could create amazing dishes and share them with others in her own establishment. The thought of becoming a chef fueled her ambition, but the weight of her responsibilities kept those dreams tucked away in a corner of her heart. She glanced around at the lavish surroundings, the laughter of affluent guests ringing in her ears. In this world of glittering chandeliers and expensive tastes, Maya felt like a small fish swimming against the current. Could someone like her really step into a life filled with such luxury? But every plate she served was a reminder of her strength and determination. As she placed the meal in front of Mr. Han, she caught him observing her intently. His gaze was penetrating, making her wonder if he could sense her unfulfilled dreams. At that moment, Maya realized that fate had presented her with a unique opportunity. Perhaps change was just around the corner, waiting for her to seize it. Little did she know how soon that chance would come. As dinner came to a close, the atmosphere in the Silver Fork shifted. The soft jazz music played on as guests began to finish their meals, but all eyes turned toward Mr. Han as he prepared to leave. With an air of confidence, he rose from the table, adjusting his tailored suit as he cast a casual glance around the room. Maya felt her heart race. She couldn't shake the feeling that something significant was about to happen. Mr. Han strode toward the entrance with purpose, his presence commanding respect even in the bustling restaurant. Maya watched as he approached his sleek black luxury car parked outside, glistening under the soft glow of streetlights. The way he carried himself spoke volumes. He was a man accustomed to power and control, unbothered by the world around him. Just as he reached for the car door, an inexplicable instinct surged within Maya. She felt a deep urgency that compelled her to act. Without thinking twice, she dashed outside, calling out to him, "Wait. Don't get in." Her voice cut through the night air, and before she could fully process her actions, she reached out and pulled him away from the car just moments before it erupted in a fiery explosion. As the smoke from the explosion began to rise, Maya's heart raced even faster. The shock of what had just happened lingered in the air, but something deeper stirred within her. She couldn't quite put her finger on it, but as she pulled Mr. Han away from danger, an unsettling feeling settled in her gut. The world around her seemed to slow down, and she noticed details she hadn't considered before. The streets were oddly quiet, and the usual sounds of the city felt muffled. A chill crept up her spine as she glanced back at the restaurant. It was as if time had paused for just a moment. She scanned the area, looking for anything out of the ordinary. The way a shadow flickered in the corner of her eye or how a couple of diners had abruptly stopped their laughter made her instincts go on high alert. Had someone been watching? Was this explosion meant for Mr. Han? The thought sent shivers through her. Her mind raced with questions, and she felt a sense of urgency to protect not just herself, but also the man she had just saved. In that instant, she understood that her life was now intertwined with his, and the stakes were much higher than she could have ever imagined. Maya's heart raced as she ran outside, the adrenaline coursing through her veins. She saw Mr. Han casually approach his sleek black car, exuding an air of confidence that made him appear invincible. But something whispered in her mind that this was no ordinary night. Without fully understanding why, she felt a desperate urgency to intervene. "Don't get in," she shouted, her voice cutting through the cool evening air like a knife. The words echoed with a conviction she didn't know she possessed. In an instant, she lunged forward, grabbing his arm just as he was about to open the car door. Time seemed to stand still as their eyes locked for a brief moment. His surprised expression mirrored the confusion swirling in her own mind. Before either of them could grasp the gravity of the situation, the world erupted around them. A deafening roar filled her ears as flames sparked from the car and shot into the sky, engulfing it in a fiery explosion. Maya felt the heat singe her skin even from several feet away, and she instinctively pulled Mr. Han closer to shield him from the blast. The reality of what had just happened crashed down on them both. The close call had changed everything in an instant. The explosion sent shockwaves through the air, causing a wave of chaos to ripple outwards. Shattered glass from nearby buildings rained down like confetti, and the piercing sound of alarms echoed through the streets. Maya stood there, heart pounding, still clutching Mr. Han's arm as they stumbled back in shock. The once serene evening had turned into a scene of frantic urgency. Diners poured out of the Silver Fork, their faces pale with disbelief as they tried to comprehend what had just happened. Some shouted, while others stumbled back in horror, eyes wide and breaths held tight. A few customers whipped out their phones, capturing the madness that unfolded before them, while others rushed to help or call for emergency services. Smoke billowed upwards, obscuring the night sky and adding to the eerie atmosphere. As sirens wailed in the distance, Maya felt tears prick her eyes, not just from fear but from the overwhelming realization that she had saved Mr. Han's life. Yet her mind raced with questions about who had set this trap and why. She glanced at Mr. Han, wondering if he held answers to the chaos now surrounding them, knowing that their lives would never be the same again. As the smoke began to clear, Mr. Han turned to Maya, his expression a mix of astonishment and respect. His initial shock gave way to an intrigued curiosity as he processed her quick thinking and bravery. Here stood a young waitress who had not only acted impulsively, but had saved his life in a moment of peril. "Why did you do that?" he asked, his voice steady, but layered with genuine interest. Maya looked up into his eyes, feeling the weight of his gaze. It was a question that swirled with complexity. She didn't have all the answers herself. Maybe it was instinct or some deeper understanding that this wasn't just another evening at work for her. "I just felt something was wrong," she replied, her voice slightly trembling but strong enough to convey her resolve. Mr. Han studied her, as if trying to decipher the essence of this brave young woman who had crossed the line from being just a waitress to someone who had altered his fate. In that moment, something shifted between them. Mr. Han realized there was more to Maya than met the eye. She was not merely an employee in an upscale restaurant, but a force capable of making life-changing decisions. This unexpected connection sparked intrigue within him, hinting at possibilities he had never considered before. As the chaos began to settle, Mr. Han turned to Maya, gratitude shining in his eyes. The initial shock of the explosion faded, replaced by an overwhelming sense of appreciation for the young woman who had risked everything to pull him away from danger. "You saved my life," he said, his voice low but filled with sincerity. "I owe you more than just thanks." Maya met his gaze, feeling both shy and empowered by his words. It was surreal to hear such acknowledgement from someone like him, a man whose reputation preceded him everywhere. "I couldn't just stand by," she replied, finding her own voice in the midst of the turmoil. "It felt like I had to do something." In that moment, a bond began to form between them, one rooted in shared experience and unexpected courage. Mr. Han's icy demeanor softened as he took a step closer, intrigued by her bravery and resilience. "You have a strong spirit," he remarked, his tone almost admiring. "Someone like you should never be underestimated." Maya felt a warmth spread through her at his words, realizing that this encounter had changed more than just the course of their evening. It was the beginning of a connection that could lead them both down paths they had never imagined. In the days following the explosion, Maya found herself drawn into Mr. Han's world, a realm filled with danger, yet thick with intrigue. As they spent more time together, moments of connection blossomed amid the shadows of his life as a mafia boss. They met in quiet corners of the city, where softer glances replaced the tension that often clouded their surroundings. Over cups of steaming coffee in dimly lit cafes, they shared their stories, her dreams of becoming a chef and his life governed by risk and loyalty. Each conversation peeled back layers. The tough exterior he wore as a shield against his chaotic world revealed glimpses of vulnerability that captivated Maya. He spoke of choices made in darkness and decisions that weighed heavily on his heart, leaving her simultaneously fascinated and apprehensive. As they navigated dinners away from the restaurant and ventured into hidden spots in the city, their bond deepened. They exchanged laughter amidst serious discussions about trust and survival, building an intimacy forged not just by circumstance, but by mutual respect and understanding. In those quiet instances, Maya began to see Mr. Han not just as the feared mafia boss, but as a man searching for connection amidst the dangers that enveloped him, and she realized that she was no longer just a waitress. She was becoming a vital part of his story. As Maya delved deeper into Mr. Han's life, she couldn't ignore the shadows that danced around him. Despite the warmth they shared during their quiet moments, a darker side lurked just beneath the surface. She learned about the risks he took daily, deals made in secret, people who would do anything to harm him, and the enemies he had garnered over the years. Each revelation sent a shiver down her spine, filling her with a mix of fear and concern. One evening, while sitting across from Mr. Han at a cozy table in a secluded restaurant, she couldn't help but voice her concerns. "Do you ever think about how dangerous this all is?" she asked, her brow furrowed with worry. He paused, studying her face, as if trying to weigh the sincerity of her question. "I do what I must to protect my own," he replied slowly, revealing a softer side that often remained hidden behind his tough exterior. In that moment, Maya saw not just the Mafia boss but a man burdened by choices that shaped his world. The conflict within her grew. She was drawn to him, yet terrified of the chaos surrounding his life. As their relationship deepened, Maya found herself at a crossroads, balancing affection for Mr. Han against the dangers that loomed ever closer. One evening, as they sat together in a secluded spot overlooking the city skyline, Maya felt the weight of their circumstances more than ever. The tension between them had grown palpable, and she could sense Mr. Han's resolve as he turned to her with eyes filled with determination. "I want you by my side," he said firmly, breaking the silence that hung heavy with unspoken fears. Maya's heart raced. "You know this life isn't safe," she replied, searching his gaze for any hint of uncertainty. "Every day is filled with danger." Mr. Han reached for her hand, holding it tightly. "I understand that," he acknowledged, "but I can't face this world alone. You've already shown me more bravery than anyone else ever has." His words washed over her, stirring a mixture of pride and apprehension within her. In that moment, they confronted their fears together. Maya realized that the risk was not just about her safety. It was about stepping into a life filled with uncertainty, but also rich with connection and purpose. With a deep breath, she nodded, accepting his offer. "I'll stand by you," she declared, feeling a surge of strength as she embraced the new path ahead. Their journey together marked by courage in the face of chaos. With her heart racing and a mixture of excitement and apprehension coursing through her, Maya made her choice. She had felt the thrill of adventure since meeting Mr. Han, and despite the risks that loomed larger than ever, she knew she wanted to be with him. The prospect of love intertwined with danger was intoxicating, and the connection they shared was unlike anything she had ever experienced. As they walked hand in hand through the bustling streets, Maya couldn't help but smile at the life unfolding before her. Mr. Han's presence made her feel alive, and his fierce determination ignited a spark within her. She was no longer just a waitress dreaming of being a chef. She was a woman ready to embrace the unpredictability of her new reality. Yet doubts lingered in the back of her mind. Would she be able to navigate this world filled with threats? Could she handle the weight of his past and the enemies he faced? But as Mr. Han turned to her, his eyes filled with warmth and sincerity, all her fears began to fade away. "With you by my side," he said softly, "I believe we can face anything." In that moment, Maya decided to take a leap of faith into their future together, ready to confront whatever challenges awaited them. As Maya and Mr. Han embarked on their new journey together, they faced a world filled with uncertainty, yet their bond provided a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. Their love blossomed against a backdrop of danger, marked by courage and resilience. Each day became an adventure, where they navigated the treacherous waters of his life, while discovering the strength they found in one another. Maya learned to balance her dreams with the reality of being involved with a man like Mr. Han. She embraced the excitement that came with their relationship, knowing that every moment was precious and could change in an instant. His fierce loyalty and fierce love reassured her as they tackled challenges side by side, forging a partnership that neither had expected. In this unexpected romance, both found solace. While Mr. Han's world threatened to overshadow their happiness, Maya's unwavering spirit inspired him to confront his past and strive for a better future. Ultimately, they discovered that even in the darkest circumstances, love could illuminate their path. Together, they chose to embrace their fears, reinforcing the notion that through courage and unexpected connections, hope could flourish against all odds.